End the veto, restore democracy, a call for global equality at the United Nations. The world has watched for too long. Watched as 5 countries, United States, Russia, China, France and the United Kingdom, wield the veto power like emperors of an empire that no longer exists. We have witnessed this tyranny in Africa, where genocides were ignored. In Asia, where oppression was protected. In the Balkans, where crimes were denied. In Latin America, where interventions were justified. In every corner of the earth, the veto has become a tool to silence, to kill resolutions, and to kill hope. It's time for the people of the world to say, no more. What is the veto? A mask for tyranny. The veto power, granted to the 5 permanent members, P5 of the UN Security Council, allows any one of them to block any resolution, no matter how many nations support it, no matter how many lives it would save. One vote. One country. And the will of the entire planet collapses. This is not democracy. This is not fairness. This is tyranny wearing a diplomatic suit. The veto has become a license to commit, protect, and whitewash crimes. It is the reason. Israel continues to bomb Gaza without consequence. Russia invades Ukraine and blocks international accountability. The US shields its wars and allies, with no fear of censure. China crushes dissent, while silencing global criticism. France and the UK block justice in their former colonies and beyond. Enough is enough. People must rise. This is how we end the veto. The power to change the UN lies not only in governments but in people. We, the citizens of Earth, must unite around a simple non-negotiable demand: end the veto. One country, one vote. Real democracy at the UN. Here's how we get there. 1. Global public mobilization. Millions must demand change. The veto remains because we tolerate it. If the people of all nations, especially the global south, speak together, the world will listen. The demand is simple: no more vetoes, no more exceptionalism. Mass petitions, protests, digital campaigns, and public pressure must become a global movement for UN democracy. 2. Empower the General Assembly. The UN General Assembly includes every country equally, unlike the elite Security Council. If the Assembly passes a strong resolution declaring the veto obsolete, it becomes a political turning point. Let the voices of 193 nations outweigh the 5. Countries must unite in bloc, Africa, Latin America, Asia, and the Balkans, to force a showdown on veto reform. The world must stop obeying 5 kings. 3. Propose an amendment to the UN Charter. Yes, it's difficult. Amending the UN Charter requires approval from the P5, but public pressure and moral force can create a crisis they can't ignore. When people demand what's right, even the mighty must bend. History proves this. Force them to veto their own relevance. Let them be exposed for what they are, blockers of peace, not defenders of it. 4. Build a parallel system of global democracy. If the UN refuses to reform, the world must build new alliances. People's assemblies. Regional coalitions with democratic votes. An alternative council of nations based on equality. Let a new model rise. One where no country can block the will of the majority, where human rights matter more than power. The world belongs to us, not to 5. Who gave these 5 countries the crown? Not the people. Not history. Not justice. Their power is a historical accident, written in 1945, at a table where most of the world had no seat. It's time to rewrite that history. Let this be our cry. We reject a world where the death of children is a matter of veto. We reject a system where 5 countries decide the fate of billions. We demand a United Nations of equals, not emperors. One country, one vote, that's democracy. It's a simple principle. A child in Kenya, Brazil, Iraq, or Serbia matters as much as a child in Washington, Moscow, or London. Why should their leaders' votes count for less? No more kings. No more vetoes. No more silence. Let us build a world where justice is not blocked by power, and peace is not paused by politics. Let us demand the end of the veto. And let the world, finally, be free.